my name is Stephanie Landrum. I am the Learning and Development Manager here at Payday. So I work at Payday HCM. HCM stands for Human Capital Management. We provide payroll services, human resources, insurance. I've been doing payroll since I was 22. That's when I started at Paychex, but before that, it was a series of customer service jobs as well. So I went to this Unreasonable Hospitality Summit.
Hey, to the entire team at Payday, it's Will Guidara. I'm here with Stephanie at the Unreasonable Hospitality Summit.
I went to go learn about all of the different things that we could do to embrace and incorporate into our culture to provide our clients with the best service possible, giving clients more than they expect.
You have someone brewing with exciting ideas to hopefully help turn what you do from black and white into color.
Anybody who's familiar with Will Guidara and this whole Unreasonable Hospitality, he has, the famous hot dog story, right? Where, he was working in 11 Medicine Park, the restaurant that he owned. He overheard some of his patrons talking about how the only thing that they regret is not getting a New York hot dog. So he went down the street, he bought a $2 hot dog, convinced his chef to put it on a plate. It's a pretty fancy restaurant.
Yep.
And out of every single thing that they, ate that day, the thing they'll remember is that hot dog. And so it's really just picking up on those cues that your clients are giving you. It's really just being present and listening to the things that they're telling you so that we can figure out fun ways to make them feel seen. And it doesn't even have to cost a lot of money, right? So, that $2 hot dog had a pretty good payoff, right? So it isn't about how much money you're spending. It's about being thoughtful in the things that you're doing. I think what draws me to Unreasonable Hospitality is I'm naturally that giver. I'm naturally that person who tries to go out of my way. And so ultimately, I just want all of our clients to feel like they've been invited into our home. My goal is to relay all of the information that I've learned along with reading the book with each and every member of the Payday team. All right, so chapters 3 through 5 is what we talked about reading last time. Did everybody read their chapters? We can start embracing and incorporating it into our culture.
When we think about customer service, the terms customer service and hospitality seem interchangeable. And while these two terms do share a lot of commonalities, especially with how we think of customer service in today's world, taking a look at their histories shows us that the two ideas may not be as similar as you think. Looking at the history of customer service, there isn't really a good starting point. That is to say, there isn't one particular moment where someone said, "Yes, I will be the first to do customer service." It's just evolved over time into what it is today. Ironically, there actually exists a documentation of what is believed to be the earliest recorded incident of bad customer service. An ancient Babylonian tablet discovered on an expedition between the years 1922 and 1934 and dates back to 1750 BC, contains what is the earliest example of a customer complaint. On it, a person named Nanny is complaining to a copper ore supplier for presumably denying them a refund after Nanny repeatedly sent servants to exchange the purchased copper ore, which seemingly wasn't what it was advertised to be. It's unclear what the result of the complaint was, although Nanny implies near the end of the tablet that they would likely source their copper ore from someone else from then on. It wouldn't be until 1922 that the term customer service would properly appear in writing, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, citing its appearance in the Washington Post. Given this timeline, it's likely the Industrial Revolution played a key role in shaping our modern conception of face-to-face customer service. And although the telephone already existed by then, it wouldn't be until the 1960s that businesses would adopt answering machines, with call centers coming into fruition in the 80s. This would greatly shift what customer service would be, moving from face-to-face interactions to over-the-phone ones. Now, customer service exists in many formats, from face-to-face to phone calls to digital chatbots. In many ways, customer service feels like a somewhat modern concept. Hospitality, however, has a much clearer history, one rooted in tradition and compassion for others, while also offering a clearer picture of what it is and how it's evolved. Hospitality is a concept that has existed since the times of the ancient Greeks and Romans. Xenia is the ancient Greek term that translates to guest friendship and is generally used to describe the ancient traditions used to express hospitality. The Greeks took hospitality very seriously. They saw xenia as a moral obligation as much as a social one, with hosts generally being required to offer guests a bath, food, drink, gifts, and safe passage, no questions asked. It wasn't just the Greeks either. In India and Nepal, the Quran, an ancient text on morality, dedicates an entire chapter to hospitality, with a popular phrase describing hospitality translating to "the guest is God." Christianity, Judaism, and Islam all tout hospitality as a core tenet, often in reference to how one should treat strangers. Hospitality would continue to evolve and stay true to its roots in being welcoming and showing others kindness. The expansion of trade leading into the Middle Ages would help usher in the creation of inns along popular trade routes. This continued into the Renaissance and the Industrial Revolution, with the latter serving as a big turning point for hospitality with the expansion of transportation methods like the locomotive. The excess of the early 1900s would help to usher in the age of luxury hotels like the Ritz or the Waldorf Astoria, laying the foundation for the modern image of hospitality and how it relates specifically to the aptly named hospitality industry. Looking at history, we can see hospitality as a tradition. Unlike customer service, hospitality suggests a responsibility and obligation to take care of your guests, regardless of if you know them or not.